Hi, welcome to SBR Videos. I'm Peter Loshak. Today's Monday, January 11th. Sitting next to me is Mike Brenner. This is our daily NBA show. Mike Brenner, how you doing?
I'm doing fine, This month is flying by, Pete. You're looking sharp with that haircut, by the way.
Yeah, you know, I did it myself. I got one of those self-shavers.
No.
You know what I mean? Those shavers.
Okay, that explains
yeah,
that in the back.
a couple of patches in there.
Camera can't pick that one up, but if you, all right, I'm just kidding.
I'm just gonna shave it all
You
off
gotta stick
tomorrow.
the handicap and don't get in the shave with this.
Yeah. I hear you. Well, we got 3 games tonight, and you know, I said that, look, if I haven't bet something on the overnight lines, I'm not going to give a pick in this show.
Yep.
I did, though, bet on one of these games on the overnight lines last night, so I'm going to give a pick. So I know you love that. It makes me,
I am glad because, accountability, we're doing it for them. Last week we closed the board out here. We're going to start a new week this week. So
okay, that sounds great. Well, we've got 3 games tonight. 2 of them involve San Antonio and Golden State. Those are not the games that I made a pick on, but, always San Antonio just absolutely dominating ATS, right? Just an unbelievable team. And Golden State, man, 2 straight games scoring 128. They're going to have their days where they're going to not cover ATS. They're going to have their days where they're going under. But obviously,
I thought Sacramento was going to hold them back the other night, and they didn't. They just exploded.
Yeah.
They're just on fire.
So the Warriors have covered their last 3 in a row. The Spurs are killing it in general ATS. Do you have a pick on any of these games, Mike Brenner?
Well, the Spurs, I was thinking of it at first, but you never know with Popovich. Last minute, he might decide, I'm going to rest 3 starters or whatever.
Yes, exactly.
And that has, played into the past, with the full line spread. So I'm staying away, but yeah, they're clicking on all cylinders. That's a dangerous team. So I don't have anything on that. I've got one big play tonight, and I really like it. Both these teams, it's the 3rd game in 4 days. All right, you got the Miami Heat going to Golden State. And I love Golden State early because I just think that the age of the Heat, the 3 games in 4 days, is going to slow them down.
And they're also banged up. They're not just
they're banged up. Whiteside's not for sure if he's going.
Wade is banged up. A couple other guys banged
Josh
up.
McRoberts is out. Their big power forward. So I like Golden State to just keep clicking on all cylinders. And I think tonight they're going to do it early and maybe think about resting their guys in the second half.
Right.
Who knows? But I like it. And I grabbed it at bet 365 -8. So Warriors on the first half is going to be the way I'm going to start my week. And hopefully it's going to be with a big W.
All right. Can't say I disagree with that. I was definitely looking at that one thinking about the condition of Miami. And then also the Brooklyn Nets just going back to we're extending this out. There's only 3 games here, but we're extending this out a little bit. Brooklyn fired their coach on Sunday, right?
Yes, Lionel Hollins.
Now, what do we think? Do we think they're going to bounce back? I mean, what are they getting right now? They're getting 15. They're getting 15 at 5 dimes in the Greek. Holy crap, that's a lot of points, Mike Brenner.
It is, and that's why I'm staying away from it. Now, that team they're in disarray, literally. They're still paying out so much money from some of these big-time acquisitions. 2 years ago, Joe Johnson, most overpaid athlete, he ought to be arrested for stealing money, for real. But it's just, I'm staying away from it because you never know how a team's going to respond after firing a coach.
Yeah, usually they respond well, except sometimes in the NBA when they really suck, they don't respond at all.
Well, then I think Brooklyn, fits into that category.
Especially against the Spurs. All right, well, my pick on, the one that I bet on the overnight, I bet the under in Washington, Chicago. I took 207. It's gone down a little bit market-wide. There's mostly 206s. Then I'm seeing the Greek has 206.5. And then Just Bet still has 207. So maybe I'll give myself 206.5. The Greek is a solid book. I'll give myself under 206.5, even though most of the market is hanging 206. I got 207. Joakim Noah is probably going to be back for Chicago. I think he's questionable. That should help on their interior defense.
I got to ask you, I got to interrupt you. What the hell's going on with Washington, Pete? Seriously. And is it coaching? Is it Randy Whitman's not cut out for the job? Or?
They're a head case team, which we've talked about like a bunch of weeks ago. Well, even when they were doing well in covering, I certainly had them circled as a head case team. The definition of a head case team is you don't know what the hell's going on with them, right? So there's no answer to that. If there was an answer for it, they wouldn't be a head case team.
Yeah, and when they had acquired Nene, this is like a year or 2 back, I really thought he would fit right in there perfect, but that has just never gelled with Beal, with Wall, and I think they're using Wall in the wrong way. So there's another team, if anything, I might fade. I'm just going to stay away for a while, but I think that's going to be your next coaching change. That'll be the next Lionel Hollins hitting the door.
Definitely any game involving a head case team is a little bit treacherous to bet, whether you're betting on the side or a total. So it's a little treacherous, but they have been trending under recently, and Chicago gave up, a ton of points to Atlanta in their last game. It's a relatively high total, so I bet the under 207 on the overnight, and for the purpose of this video, I guess it'll be 206.5.
Okay, well, then you heard it. We each got a pick out there. I'm going with Golden State on the first half -8, and what? What are you doing?
206.5 under in Washington, Chicago. We will be back tomorrow for a much bigger Tuesday card.
Absolutely, and enjoy the college championship tonight. Roll Tide, baby.